Welcome to the Nobody Tells You This podcast, where we will be debunking popular health myths, fads, so that you can get fact from fiction and make informed health choices. Join us every month for new episodes.
Okay, you can
Welcome. Episode 6. Today we've got a really good, juicy subject for you. We are going to talk about weight and metabolism, really big buzzwords out there in the industry. And so we thought, why not come and set this as a foundation for our health series, where we're going to be bringing 5 episodes on each of the health conditions. So quick introduction, I'm Ravneet, founder of Neet Nutrition, and I think it's a really relevant subject for me to be recording on because I have studied nutrition, fat loss, sports science, and I get to bring you all that knowledge today. Over to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. As Rav said, it's a really important topic, and I am Virpal here, the menopause clinician. And this is a big struggle for all perimenopausal, menopausal women, and anyone suffering with any health condition about the weight loss and what actually is weight and weight loss, what's right and wrong, and seeing a lot of patients going through this. We will be touching a lot of points, and first we will give you the science and the actual reasons behind the weight and the weight loss as well.
So I wanted to ask and kick off with, what is metabolism? You'll see lots of brands promoting improve your metabolism, boost your metabolism, speed your metabolism. But actually, what is metabolism, and what is the link with weight?
Yes, so metabolism is when our body breaks down the food and the way it gives us the energy. And we did discuss in our other health condition, the liver one. If you're not sure, go back to the episode, what we have said in that. Liver breakdowns everything in our body about the metabolism. And metabolism is when our body absorbs and the body parts absorbs what's needed. Protein, muscles needs the protein. So we had a food and a meal, and that's why it's important to have a protein, the fat, the carbohydrated greens on there, so it absorbs the nutrition our body needs. The iron need to come out, metabolize, break down, and it gives us. Same, the protein goes to our muscles. The fat is important as well. The good fat is important for our overall organs and the body as well. And also carbohydrates are very important. If we all have studied the cycle, how the good carbohydrates, they break down, they gives us the glucose, the energy to do the day-to-day activity. And that's what metabolism is. And metabolism, things can boost up, but normally that you can have a healthy food which can really boost up your metabolism. Any illness or other things can come in the way of the slow down the metabolism, and sometimes our own food comes in the way of metabolism. Any oily food, takeaways, they all slow down our metabolism, and that's why we feel sluggish. And it's important to have a balanced plate to speed up the metabolism and having a nice balanced nutrition.
And I think that's the foundation. It's so important to emphasize that if you want a good working system, you got to give it the best to do its best.
Yes.
And things like excessive alcohol, smoking, poor lack of sleep, not managing your stress, these things are going to affect your metabolism.
Yes.
So think of it as a system that makes the best of what you're eating and the best of your actions and work for exercise. So if you want the best metabolism because you want the best aesthetics, health results, then you've got to feed that system what it needs.
Yes, that's very, very important. And next is very, very comes as well, as we said, what is actually the body made of?
Yeah.
Our weight is what influences the weight as well.
So people often want to lose weight, but actually what is weight when it comes to the body? So you tell us. Off the top of my head, I was saying to Vidwa earlier, I was like, we've got skeletal weight. And my mother-in-law will say things like, I've got heavy bones. But people have different bones. Yeah. And then you have fat on the body, the bits that wiggle. And everybody has bigger wings.
Yes.
And you have your hair, your intestines, your organs. And then what else is making up our body weight?
And everyone's... we will have different weight. Maybe our weight could be in the same as it. That's why it's important to have a BMI. The height, first of all, the height and our bones. Some in the same family, even you will have a heavy bones. It means your weight automatically going to be on the heavy side. Even 2 people are on heavy and the same height.
Even
as well. Twins as well. Water retention. Some bodies really retain a lot of water in the organs. Some bodies do not retain the water. That will make up your weight. Any illness you're going through as well, that will really retain a lot of weight as well. And obviously we have our muscle fat as well, our good fat in our body, which is need, our intestines, our different organs as well. They go for the weight as well. So everything make up. And what is actually our body going through the cycle, as you said, if we are stressed or we are not active enough, that's building up the weight in our, and in where it holds, that's very important in different parts of our body, where it holds, that is more important. So two people can be of same weight, 70 kg, but if someone go really heavy weight on the waistline, that is not healthy then compared to overall on the whole body. So that's very important as well, to listen to where your body is holding the weight as well. So, and everyone will have a different sort of measurements. So that's when you need to know what is average for me, what is normal for me according to my genes and my body, and where I need to bring back my baseline as well.
Really respect yourself as an individual. And I think people comparing weight as a number, and they're not seeing it in that nuanced way of what Veerpal's described, and how actually multi-layered it is. It's not just, oh, I get on a weighing scale, this is my value.
No, it's not, because don't do that, and do not compare yourself. First of all, do not compare yourself, but you need to have your own baseline, and that's where is, I know my baseline weight, and it's not I want to look skinny, it's how I want to feel healthy, and my energy levels, like, are you active enough? Because when we start to feel heavy, we're not
mobility,
our energy levels as well get affected, and then our cortisol levels, our stress get affected, our sleep get affected, and when all the cycle goes, it reduces our metabolism. When it reduces our metabolism, that's when we start to unnecessary weight start to build up in our body, and that's when it leads to a weight gain, and then the obesity as well, ultimately. So it's a sort of cycle of, that's why it's very important to have a 360 healthy lifestyle, a balanced plate and a balanced diet, and also the balanced lifestyle of sleep, what your extra lifestyle is, like alcohol, smoking, exercise, movement, everything else. That's very important, and that's what we cover in our love programs as well.
And we're always going to bring that back, because there's so many people out there selling extreme options.
Yes.
But really, a nutritional plate, some daily movement that you enjoy, having connection with loved ones, ensuring you get some sleep and adequate water, and then the extremism of, everything organic, alkaline water, meditating on a mountain, that's going to add to a lot of people's stress that are not going to be able to access that. So we're really going to always give you the realistic and honest approach. And then the other importance that we've just really mentioned here is, where is the weight? So people are often looking for weight loss tools, but actually it's more about fat loss.
Yes.
Because when we look at the overarching two important factors here, you got fat versus muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat if you look at the volume.
Yes, the muscle.
And I love those pictures. I'll do that. I'll do it with the magic wand. I'll put it into the podcast video.
Yes, the pictures of the muscles and the fat. And the fat, muscles is okay, because if you are really active doing exercise, you build the muscles, and you are going to be on the heavy side. So your weight can't define you. But if someone go very big waistline, and there is a visceral fat around it, and the cavity fat around our body as well, that is not good for cardiac health. That's, we say, built up the obesity levels. That's what happens. Some women, like I was calculating BMI, very skinny woman, very healthy, active, but she had big breasts and big bottoms. That's like genetically she has. And she said, no, my BMI is 28, I'm obese. I said, you're not obese. This is what you are. So do check your body parts, because what is actually going on with your body parts. I go heavy legs, that's my baseline, and that will add up the weight on my body, including my heavy bones. But so some women may have heavy chest, breast, and then heavy bottoms as well, and that is built up. But that's why it's important where you're holding, and it's the
Yeah.
fat where you're holding as well. To really, and then one thing which you said is the fat in the veins as well.
Yeah, funny because my husband always comes up as obese because he is a very high BMI because he's weight trained his whole life.
Yeah.
So you have people that have a muscular weight,
Yeah.
that BMI will always say that they are above.
Yeah.
And that's why important to discern where is that weight coming from. And you know, there are really clever tools out there.
Yes.
And you can get body composition testing,
Yes.
but actually the most accurate machines are so expensive that you're not about to get them with holding that metal thing. Yeah, like that's going to give you and weighing scales that apparently send electrical signals up. What they're doing is they're seeing how quickly the current moves through your body.
Yes.
So it moves differently through fat versus bone, etc. But they're not very accurate. So please be very careful when you're using these body composition machines at home in the gym for cheap. But you can tell there are things like calipers that actually pinch the body in different parts that can test you. But yeah, you have visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. So one time I did that machine and I said, you've got a very large fat percentage, but you're very small.
Yeah.
And they thought it's because I had visceral fat, which would be within the body. And that takes a different type of way, method, exercise to reduce that than what typically people may do. So Pilates, yoga,
yes.
slow movement, resistance.
Yeah, reformers as well, really, really
yes.
good. So it builds up your core, and then it's breaking down all the fat, and that's when it
around the organs.
Around the organs, and then when it's going out of the body. So it's very important. And no matter is right and wrong, as we said, it's how you define your body and what you feel. It's very good tools to check the measurements because they tell us where our baseline is. But our body, we start to feel our own self when we are actually going on upside or the low side with our body, because our energy levels, the clothes, the way we feel, we will tell where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things do, like you can genuinely feel it within, like it will cause things like fatigue, because remember, body fat is also related to insulin and hormones and the production of certain mechanisms in your body. And so the disproportionality that your body perceives, it will give you signs. So be really mindful to know the difference between the fats, and if it is the one on the outside, which around the abdomen comes with health risks, cardiovascular risk, as Veerpal described, they have they say sometimes with those it's easier to get rid of, but there are certain techniques that you can use, but it always comes down to how does your body respond.
Yes, how your body responds to it as well. And we got to remember, every food we're eating, it breaks down in a different way in our body. So that's why if we want good nutrition like iron or multivitamin, that's important to have a food. It metabolizes different way. And as I said, the protein need to go to our muscles and it need to metabolize in a different way as well. And the same it goes to the fat. And then we're going to talk about what type of fat or nutrition we should be talking.
And is weight then a good measure of healthy?
Weight directly is not a good, only or good measure of our health. It is not, definitely. A lot of people say, I'm 59 kg, 60 kg, I'm healthy. No, there is a lot of conditions where people are on underweight or just on the average weight. It doesn't guarantee your good health. It's all about how much good nutrition is in your body, how much the strength is in your body. That defines your good health as well. Overall, inside the body, your cavity, your arteries, your veins, how they're performing, and then your oxygen, how it's performing as well.
Yeah, the O2 box levels or whatever
oxygen level, because it's going to our brain and it's going to our heart, and that's what it's pumping. Blood does define actually our good health levels. It's very, very important. That's why they say have your blood test done. Our blood define our good health level, because it does give, they can be a little bit inaccurate, but they give very good parameter how much inflammation, how much infection is in our body. It doesn't only give iron levels or this level, how our kidneys performing, our liver performing, our heart performing, oxygen going, the saturation level of oxygen in our blood itself. Blood actually define our good health, but weight doesn't define our good health. But it's very important to have the baseline of weight as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Rewind.
Yes, rewind. The blood is which define your health levels, not the weight. But it's very, very important to have your base weight line but you shouldn't be looking skinny to define your health, but it's to bring your energy levels, because why, and that's why we're going to talk about weight doesn't define, but what we actually doing to our weight, that defines is overall the 360, your lifestyle approach, that will automatically improve your blood levels. It will going to improve all the other health conditions we're going to discuss, your diabetes, your cholesterol, your heart. That's why we focus on. We shouldn't be using the weight. We should use the full our 360 degree
full puzzle. Yeah.
And that's why it will lead to a good health as well.
Wrong.
Yes. And our emotional health is very important for a good health. You can have a fit physical body, very good weight and everything fine, but if this is not there, that defines our health as well.
And you won't be able to take the actions that you might need to improve the other markers, and that's really important. Because if someone's mental well-being is compromised, they're not going to go and take that walk. They're not going to buy their healthy ingredients. They're going to need things that are quick and easy and that make them feel good, and that might be high-fat foods. So we have to have a really open mind when looking at the individual. Just love that. So coming on to this term calorie deficit that is really thrown around, like you got to be in a deficit, you got to be in a deficit to lose weight, you got to be in a deficit. So that's kind of seeing things very much in a mathematical way, that what you consume and what you burn. So what goes in versus what goes out. And this is why sometimes people are earning food through exercise, which is like, if I've done X amount of exercise, I can now go and eat a burger. So me and Vipa don't want you to think of food in that way. However, a good understanding of nutrition is always going to put you in a position to be able to understand calories overall. So where do you think, Vi, that calorie counting can be a really helpful health tool?
Okay, so calorie counting is one way of weight loss. So when we go to a nutritionist or to an exercise fitness trainer, everyone have their own way of making you to lose weight, because we want to look fit, but lose weight. And there's different ways: keto diets, calorie counting, fasting as well. There is, you name it, there's some special names for a lot of diets as well.
And some different names for the same thing with a different packaging.
different packaging as well. And we always discuss, you don't have to be a saint. First of all, you need to know what's your basic for to enjoy the food, because food is to enjoy as well. But calorie counting is a good way, because if someone go very sedentary job and then they shouldn't be having 4 or 5 meals or heavy, like lots of rich food, or even fat or protein, not too much. Because if they're not using that much of exercise or fitness, they don't need to have too much of a protein, because it's going to affect the intestine and the bowel movement. Same goes for the fat. Same goes for the carbohydrate. They don't need too much of the sugar levels. But first of all, I want to say it's a difference between diet and nutrition. Diet is we take to have energy in our body. We really take in, it gives us energy, keeps us going, and obviously it revolves around all our cravings as well, whatever our brain telling us, or the tummy or the tongue telling us, our flavors. Nutrition is your organs need to survive and perform better, and that's where your blood test will going to work on what your nutrition level is. And that's why the diet has to be planned, which is going to ultimately giving us a good nutrition, and it needs to be balanced. So for example, having nuts or any seeds in our body, that's a good nutrition. Good vegetables, healthy fruit as well. Seasonal fruits, not like just don't go for anything.
Mangoes all year.
Go for seasonal fruit, because they're fresh, they're more healthy. And now in summer we need more water retaining, more like more that fruit. So that's it's a good.
Red peppers, lettuce, very juicy type of vegetables and fruits.
Whichever you enjoy, pick few, and that's your favorite. And that's why what the nutrition is. And we going back to the calorie counting is not going to, that is again a starvation mode or a dieting process. But you need to understand, if you are doing exercises, you're doing a fitness, you're doing a walk, you go very busy day, you don't want to be counting your calories, because it's ultimately not going to affect only your energy levels, the way you're working, it's going to affect your metabolism. Also, it's going to affect your cortisol levels, which is going to cause you stress, and you're going to gain more weight than losing. So you need to have a balance. It's very good thing you have in and out, but every individual will have the same what type of exercise they're doing as well. Someone doing a gym, they need protein. They
Yeah.
need that type of a calorie, but it's
Yeah.
switching the calories.
Somebody that's not active having protein, it can be really hazardous for their body functions.
Yes, it can be. It can affect the kidney very
Yeah.
bad, your bowel movement, your intestines as well.
But I've seen something recently with an influencer that shared, that I've been having problems as a result of the protein intake.
Pancreas issues as well, lot of issues it can cause as well. So it's very, very important to focus on what is your out movement, then to the in movement.
With people with health conditions, kidney problems, reducing magnesium, potassium, people that have a specific need, diabetes, they see dietitians and they may, learn to count calories because they have, certain medical and clinical reasons to do that. And where it's unsafe, and I think this is really important, is if somebody has a history of eating disorders and it's going to make someone obsessive over food, if you're going to pick one food over another food, for example, nuts are going to have more calories than a wafer. But does that mean you should choose the wafer? No, not if you're doing that on a daily. And historically, I had, food limitations. I limited foods, I limited dairy, I limited certain carbohydrates. So it can make people want to eliminate foods, and that's not healthy. Like trying to cut out a food group such as carbohydrates for keto, or trying to go just on an animal fat diet for just proteins. You should listen to your own body. Don't go into that trend. But calories are nuanced. They don't give you the nutritional value of a food. It gives you a numerical number. So having an underlying knowledge of nutrition is so important.
Yes. And same time as well, switch the things. You do switch. You're having the same calorie, but again, you can have a McDonald's, but you can have something else with the same calorie. But what you have in something else with the same calorie is really giving you a great nutrition level. Then you don't need the food more often. Your body is not, because it's nourished well. But McDonald's is not going to nourish well. So that's the difference. They both can be equal calories, but it's what is the nutritional value in them. That's very, very important. And that's, as Rav said, wafer and nuts.
I'd say this. I used to give the example in my course of a cake and a pear. They're not going to have the same influence and impact on your body, but they may be the exact same calories. Oh God, I used to use Fitness Pal to cheat and basically save space to eat crap food. It was terrible. It can become a very obsessive way.
And it's a slow and steady and sustainable approach. Go for the stay. So how
do we do it then? How do we do it without calorie counting? What is the sustainable approach?
I have done. You have seen. I lost 6 kg since February, March.
We have been the case study for our MetaRise membership, because we were we want to go in and give them a good variation. So tell us, Neet.
But that's the secret now.
Gosh, well, no, the secret actually is making sure somebody's holding your hand consistently.
So that's obviously, we learn now to be comfortable. We learn now and we have tried everything. So the secret is, and my body knows. I know certain food I love, I can't give up. If a nutritionist tells me you can't have a tea, I can have a tea. So my first weakness was I used to have good sugar in my tea. So first I stopped that. It took me good 8 to 9 weeks to slowly stop that sugar. I don't have sugar in my tea. So I can swap that with something else. I make my healthy protein bars now at home. And I go Panjiri now, thanks to your mum.
Give me.
So that's I swap. And then my sustainable approach is another one is because I don't do exercise in the morning, I do in the evening. So I have got very busy mornings. I like to enjoy my food. When I'm eating, I don't like for the sake, I have to, because my body can survive without food. It doesn't need it as long as I am hydrated. I have had around 2 liters of water already.
I challenge everybody. We are either perpetually full or you're perpetually hungry. And people become so used to those feelings, they can't actually listen to their bodies. And it's funny because for the last 8 weeks, I've been on a similar journey, and I realized, wow, how much I was forcing in my body that I didn't.
You don't need to. I'm not saying breakfast is not good. You listen to your body, what you're doing that morning. What is the need for that? I know what I'm doing, I like to enjoy my food. Whatever I'm eating, I have to enjoy. So that's why I don't eat anything, but I'm well hydrated. I had a good electrolyte in my body. I had 2 liters of water. I'm moving. My brain is working. By 1 o'clock, I know I need my good food and I will
Yeah.
have a healthy food, balanced plate of healthy food. And then I maybe enjoy my cup of tea and then I have a balanced my dinner. And that is a sustainable approach for me. I can still enjoy my food, what I want, but my body is still nourished in a good way. So there is different way. And for you have different few tweaks as well.
Yeah.
You have your own tweaks.
And everyone's going to have a preference. So something I would say is like what Viva was saying, variety is really important.
Yes.
That don't stick to the same meals, because actually as humans, we like variety. So some people like having the same meal, but if you're somebody that likes variety, you will snap. And then you will want to have the burger and you want the McDonald's. One thing I found really brought my cravings under control was having a sufficient amount of fiber, whether that's chia seeds in the water, whether it's seed cycling that we'll be teaching in the Menorize community. It's really understanding the triggers for your craving and then listening into the body. So what I was saying about perpetual fullness and hunger is, when do you stop and listen? Like, do I really want that? This is not the same as people getting you to drink water instead of eating.
Yes.
Yeah, don't disguise your body. Your body is not about, oh, she gave me water, thanks, I was like only thirsty. Sometimes you will be thirsty, but it means challenge yourself with the types of food you're eating and what is giving you satisfaction, like V said, because that's so important. And then sustaining the fullness for longer. And now I know the types of meals that keep me satisfied and fuller, but also that it's just not worth it to keep putting things in my mouth, which is making me a calorie surplus.
Yes.
Right? So I'm starting to understand my appetite purely just from listening, using nutritional knowledge, like I was saying to be earlier before we did the episode, is, making swaps between double cream and creme fraiche, using a, protein cheese sauce instead of having a full fat, mature or mild cheddar. And it's just starting to experiment with different things that gives you satisfaction without deprivation.
Yes, and then it's a switching, like little things switching can make a big difference. And any approach you use, it needs to be long-term sustainable. Yeah. If it's not long-term sustainable, you may lose the weight for 3 months, 4 months when you left alone, or then you're going to go back to square one. And that's what happened. A lot of times we lose weight and then we gain double back again because we just like, give me. So
that's where people talk about now my metabolism's getting ruined because the history of diet regain, it can really muck about with your metabolism.
Yes, and it can really damage your health in a long term. And that's why it's important to find your baseline, and every person have their own baseline, how they want to feel, look, their body weight, their energy levels, and their satisfying food as well at the same time. This is very, very important to acknowledge yourself, and then accountability is very important. You do need accountability because a lot of times, and when you go busy family, kids, you can't do it on your own.
Yeah, I've had to cut back on a lot of commitments to now put my health and going to the gym as a main commitment. It started off with home workouts, very short ones. I increased them. My husband started going to the gym. I tag teamed with him. I find ways to link it to my highest values. I love spending time with my husband and I want to train. It made sense for me. But you can do it with walks with your friends. Walking is free, mostly great for all our joints. If you have any issues with knees, etc. For us, it's about encouraging you take one small action and show up regular.
Yeah, that's what is it. If we have to give the one tip, about 3 tips. Let's go for 3 tips. Let's go 3 tips. So what are the main 3 tips we will give for the weight loss or the balanced body, which we can say? Hydration, water. Very, very important. Cheers.
Clink, clink.
This is always we
always have our water with us.
And Rav said, you said, listen to your body.
Yeah, so listening into the body, like, am I hungry? Constantly getting used to, am I hungry? Because we eat in distraction, we eat in pain, we eat in love, we eat in happiness. Am I hungry? Do I need it?
Yes, that's important. Emotions, how regulated your emotions are. If you're stressed, you are going to eat the rubbish food. Even you eat healthy, it's not going to work the way, metabolize the way it should be, because your cortisol levels not going to metabolize the way it needs to be given as well. And another thing, which is the last thing, which I will always say, is the balance, the nutrition as well.
Yes.
Go for switch and go for nutrition. Don't go for dieting or diet. what is
Yes,
the
yes,
diet?
yes,
Is
yes,
to go
yes.
for the right nutrition, what you need as well at the
Yes.
same time. This is full 360-degree approach.
Mhm.
You do for the weight, but only you can decide what's best for your body. Then you ask for a help.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we decided to do the membership. It's not about getting someone results within 8 to 12 weeks. It's about seeing where that journey in 12 months takes them to the point of pure confidence that I can manage my sleep, weight, stress, emotions, and I feel better within. I have coping strategies. I've reduced my symptoms of perimenopause. And this is not just about menopause. So anybody out there, if you can find a membership and a community to do these things with, you are likely to win.
Yeah, that's true. And any questions, do drop us a message. And we're going on the next series of the health, the further health conditions as well. So we got another 5 episodes to release for you on different health conditions, but weight is the first most important to work.
So every time we mention it, come back to episode 6.
Yes.
We will be back next week. We're coming back in with another episode on 1 to 5 health series. We love your comments. Please do like and share.
And also watch the Punjabi episode if you got family and friends to share with as well.
Give it. Bye.
Don't forget to share what did you think of this episode, and click subscribe, like, comment and share for updates on future new episodes.